And I am honored to be here with Gino to announce this year's inductees.
Well, thank you, Kim. You know, I can tell you firsthand on a personal level that being inducted into the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame has definitely been one of the highlights of my life. And it's an honor to be here today to announce this year's nominees. So we'd like to ask all the inductees, when your name is announced, please step forward. And here they are.
Receiving the President's Award this year is multiple Grammy winner and the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Best known for such mega hits as Respect, Freeway of Love, and I Say a Little Prayer. She got her start singing in front of her father's congregation, Greater Friendship Baptist Church on Clinton Street in Buffalo. Her mother, Barbara, passed away in 1952 and is buried at Forest Lawn Cemetery in Delaware. Aretha Franklin has won a total of 18 Grammy Awards and is one of the best-selling artists of all time, having sold more than 75 million records worldwide. While she is unable to be here today, Aretha would like to share the following message with you. I am honored to be inducted into the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame. I grew up and have performed in your city over the years, and it is one of my favorite stops. Thank you to all the great music lovers in Buffalo. Sincerely, Aretha Franklin.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is, all right. This year's Legacy Award recipient, Ray Chamberlain. Ray Chamberlain has played bass and guitar with some of the best in the jazz world dating back to the early 50s, when he toured nationally with the Stan Kenton Orchestra and Pete Aguirre Quartet. After nearly a decade on the road, he returned to the Buffalo area in 1957 and became a mainstay on the local scene, playing or recording with the likes of Sam Noto, Joe Botto, Don Menza, Larry Cavelli, and the best of Western New York's jazz scene.
Receiving this year's Pioneer Award is Danny Cannon and the Vibra Harps. Danny's son is with us today. The Vibra Harps were the first and the best doo-wop group to come out of Buffalo in the late 1950s. They recorded for Atco, Beach, and Dab Records. Member Danny Cannon, who died in 2014, went on to record for Smash and ABC Paramount, working with Bob Crew, making the Billboard Top 100 as Lenny O. Henry. The song Across the Street was listed in Dave Marsh's book, The Heart of Rock and Soul, as one of the top 1,001 songs in pop history.
Receiving the Industry Award in Recording, Sound and Career Consultant, Tony Romano. Tony was one of the greatest sound engineers to come out of Western New York and played a key role in helping Diana Krall hone her sound and on her way to stardom. Romano started out doing sound for Bobby Militello and engineered Militello's Motown LP, as well as doing sound and road managing work with Michael Brecker, Stan Getz, and Doc Severinsen. However, his biggest achievement may have been his work with Diana Krall, engineering her Grammy Award-winning Live in Paris. Kim?
In the performer category, Jim Renfola. He's done about everything that it's possible to do in music in Western New York. He's an all-star saxophonist and founder of JJ Swing, teaches and leads the jazz ensemble at Erie Community College, wrote or co-wrote musicals that have run at Musical Fair and the Kavanaugh Theater, recorded CDs with his band, and toured with national groups, including the Tommy Dorsey Band. And Jim Renfola spent many weeks working with my son who has autism, teaching him percussion. He's a friend and a great guy.
So this one is very personal for me. My pal Jeff Shaler. For almost 30 years, Jeff has performed as an in-demand all-star drummer, providing the backbeat for a wide array of Buffalo's most revered bands: Grand National, Last Days of Radio, Blue Bullet Skater, Here Come the Comets, Black Rock Zydeco, Leroy Towns, Soul Patch, McCarthyism, as well as my band Stoneflower. They're just a few of the 50-plus bands that Jeff has performed with. He's been featured in national drumming publications, Drum Magazine, and has written articles for Modern Drummer as well. Jeff has performed in 35 U.S. states, Canada, and Puerto Rico, and has recorded in Los Angeles, Nashville, and Toronto, as well as Buffalo. He's also engineered and co-produced many of his own bands' recordings and has designed numerous album covers and posters for local and national artists. Jeff continues to play now more than ever, performing 120 gigs last year alone. If I don't keep him busy, somebody else will. So, I'm extremely proud to announce and induct my pal and partner in crime for over a decade, Jeff Sher.
Joanne Marshall is Ramblin' Lou Shriver's widow and was his musical partner for more than 50 years. She was the secret weapon in the band, playing a wicked lead guitar on records and in their shows, and backing up some of the greatest country artists when they toured in Western New York. She continues to tour today with her family.
As two of the mainstays of Creek Bend, and on their own, the Pamphil brothers, Mark and Chris, have been the face of bluegrass in Western New York. In addition to Creek Bend releasing multiple albums and touring festivals throughout the U.S. and Canada, Mark Pamphil is the founder of the Buffalo Bluegrass Youth Ensemble, teaching future generations to play that style. Creek Bend also brought more than 40 shows of national bluegrass stars, including Bill Monroe, to Western New York. These guys are known across genres as the best in the business. Congratulations.
Joey Diggs is one of Buffalo's secret treasures. In addition to working with Rick James and a host of other performers, including UST, Topaz, and Van Taylor's bands, Diggs became a go-to coach for performers on the American Idol TV show. They traveled to Buffalo to be prepped by Diggs before performing on the show.
Dave Meinzer is an all-around great songwriter, guitarist, singer, and graphic artist. He has been performing and recording since his days leading Davy and the Crockett's and putting out his first record with Tommy Calandra's BCMK Records in the late 70s. In addition to other bands like Dry Bones and The Outliers, Meinzer has been a go-to graphic artist for posters and album cover art over the years, and plays a mean percussion sometimes when we do our thing at the Sportsman's.
Patty Parks made her name in recent years with a series of blues recordings. However, the singer's career started more than 40 years ago. She performed regularly until taking time off for her family. Since her return to performing, Patty's recent CDs have received airplay around the world and have been well received in the National Blues publication. She looks far too young to have been doing this for 40 years.
And finally, here's another one in the personal column. Alan Sims. As a kid growing up in Lackawanna, I was always told that if I worked real hard on the guitar, someday I could be as good as Alan, and I'm still working on it. He's best known for the Alan Sims Group, one of the most successful local bands in Western New York history. ASG, at its best, was able to sell out Shea Stadium, a feat no other local band that hasn't been on a national touring level has been able to accomplish. His career extends from the 60s with Hank Soulman Mullins to the 70s with Rick James, through progressive classic rock and jam recordings of the last few years. Another Lackawanna boy done good. Congratulations. And congratulations to the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame class of 2016.